What's up, guys? So here we are as a follow-up video. Customer and I decided to investigate more, taking the least expensive route about trying to get this thing fixed up, the P0016. So as I told you before, the oil pan was definitely gouged. You can see it. How damaging was it to the pickup? I'm not sure. I did not focus all of my time on this part early on, but now more and more we're moving towards this direction, and we're hoping that by removing the oil pan we'll see the reason why we're having this shortage of oil pressure inside the vehicle, inside the engine. So we're gonna just try to drop the pan now. It looks like it's just very accessible. You don't have to move anything out of the way, just like any other Toyota Camry that I've done so far, especially from 2002 on up. So let me go ahead and drain the oil and then take the filter out of it. We're going to replace everything anyway. We got some brand new fluid from Toyota in the filter. And then once we have enough oil drained, we're just going to drop the pan, and then I'll bring it back up and see what we see inside of that oil pan. Alright guys, so we remove all of the bolts except for one nut, so we don't just, actually I want this to be away from me. So guess what, I'm going to change that nut. I want it to flow from the opposite side of me where I'm sitting. So I'm going to put this nut back on this bolt, back on the stud here. If I could just thread it a few threads. Like that. Alright, that's cool. Now we got a prying object, and we got to be careful not to bend the pan, even though there's a good chance we're going to replace the pan. The way it's looking, this looks like a good prying point here. Leverage wise, if I could. If not, I gotta find myself a pry bar, because I can use that little lip. Again, it's definitely, I'm coming through the wheel well this time. See if I can break the pan. Oh man, this is tight. With one hand. And I don't want to, again, warp the pan. That's really what I'm trying not to. But this, whatever glue they use is extremely good quality glue. Let me use two hands and try my best to preserve the pan in case it could be salvageable. So I don't just warp it on the edges, because then it's going to leak the time when I go back to put it on. So let me just do that with two hands. But you get the gist of it, I hope. Alright guys, so finally it broke loose. It was definitely not an easy process. This glue is super good. See, it's broke loose, but it's still very difficult to even take the other side of it off. That is extremely good glue. So you got the gist of it. Let me go ahead and... So here we go. There goes what looks like a pickup. Looks like it's kind of damaged on this side right here. Let me see if I can zoom on that. Right, you see a little bit of damage there. I'm not sure what it's supposed to look like originally. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look inside the pan itself to see if there's some broken pieces out there. And then we're going to take this piece off completely to see if there's something that is lodged inside of it. But like I said, just from what I'm seeing right here, I definitely see some damage. Is it enough to call oil restriction? I don't think so. But like I said, this is just initial observation until I actually remove this piece of plastic. Looks like it's retained by 3 10mm bolts. We'll definitely take that off and just check and see inside of it, see how it's made and whatnot, and also trying to see if I can get a good look of the rest of the timing chain or whatnot from this angle. Funny enough, this thing does have a gasket right there, and when I went to the dealer, they told me no, they didn't have a gasket for it. All you needed was just the that glue. So I don't, unless this is the glue, it definitely looks like a gasket. Anyhow, let me go ahead and check inside the pan. Actually, let's do it together. I just don't want to make a mess here, but it is what it is. Just gonna dump the fluid out of it. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything crazy. Nothing really crazy about it. I mean, you can see the dents in the pan, no doubt. Pretty significant dents at some level, but is that enough? Or, I mean, there's some sludge on this end of the pan. Let me see what that is about. There's definitely some sludge. But other than that, again, I think we should just definitely replace the pan, just because of, like I said, this highly uneven surfaces, because that could definitely cause the fluid to just move to one side of the pan and not the side of the pickup of the pan. That's what I'm thinking happened here, maybe. And so this side that is like embossed, meaning like has the dent, is elevated. So the fluid goes on the other side, but the pickup is on that side. So the pickup doesn't really pick up enough. That's what makes sense to me, but we'll see. What's up, guys? So this is a couple of days after the fact. We got the parts in. This is the oil pan, and then this is the pickup tube. Part number right there if you're interested. So now comes the part of trying to clean up the mating surfaces and apply the Toyota approved, I guess the gasket maker. I mean, it does say it's for oil pan and cab shaft housing. So part number 103, I guess. So we'll resume when we get everything. Oh boy, this Toyota stuff, man, it is extremely sticky. It's not fun at all. This side is kind of getting there. You can see that ridge inside of it. I'm not sure if it was caused by the impact, as the pan might have moved or buckled, or maybe it's just like that. I'm not sure, but yeah, very extremely sticky stuff. Very annoying job right about now, honestly. Extremely annoying job. So make sure you got some good blades. These are some Harbor Freight blades, and honestly, they're not the sharpest one I've tried. So I'm basically, this is my third one that I'm using right now. So not the sharpest ones out there, but we'll get. Alright guys, so we're done as best as I could. Some of this have like a lot of pitting right there. You can see the groove, and you can even feel the ridge right there from the gouge. Anyway, let's go ahead and put this pickup tube in there. Take off this bolt right here. Uh-oh. Oh, come on. Look at this drama queen right here. Alright, cool. Oh, come on. You could do it one-handed. Alright, maintain that in place. I'll move that one screw there. Oh, come on. All right, guys. Forget it. Let me just use my hands. Forget it. I was trying to get you a shot of it, but this guy will not cooperate. Just be the drama queen here. cool. So we got 2 out of 3. Last one. Sorry about the crappie shot, guys. Another crappie. But not much clearance under this car. Okie doke. Man, this piece is so flimsy. I think it should be enough as soon as it stops. That's good enough for me. Now I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the well, because the oil is still dripping from the back here, so that one is gonna be up. And this car's been sitting here for 2 days or 3 days now, and I still got oil seepage, so gravity, guys. Let me just go ahead and clean up the mud. This shoes arrived with some brake clean. Just go ahead and go around all the mating surfaces. You don't want oil, because then it won't be able to stick properly, and then you end up having unwanted situations. So let's not even speak of those. This is not an easy job at all, especially being under the car. All right, let's go now to the. All right, guys. Now, this is hard, man. Doing it one hand. I got one hand on the light, one hand on the camera, and I'm trying to work at the same time. All right, I'm just gonna. This is arrived with brake clean, just around where the gasket maker is gonna go. That's that. Dry. Maybe inside a little bit in case of a little something. A little speck of dust is not going to kill us. This is probably dry at the end of it. I haven't used it in a couple. Yeah, that's like I thought. So I got to cut the tip of it. Pause. All right, so I couldn't bring you guys with me because this has to be done properly. Alright, so now I'm just going to smear the bead, make sure it has enough, because you want it to kind of ooze out a little bit, not too much but enough, because the amount of gasket maker on a engine side alone proves to me that this was not a confined bead that they use. They use a lot. That would not be the result of a fine bead. So yeah, just use my finger, make sure I get it all over. Now, all right, I'm gonna say. I think it's all right. Now, what is the most prone to leakage that I saw is probably going to be around this area here, around this curve. This is where the oil filter sits at, and I seen a lot of pitting around that surface there, as you saw that I showed you. So I want to make sure that surface is taken care of properly. And yeah, so let me go ahead and add a little bit more on this side and even out this side. The last pass of the brake clean on the clean rag again. Just like I said, you don't want no oily surfaces. That's not going to seal properly. So just one last effort there to ensure we did our part as far as. So we're gonna have a brand new oil pickup, and you can tell even the difference in the pan, how deep it is compared to the other one, how it was like you know, where the boss was definitely preventing the oil pickup to pick up anything because it was going in the recess area. So anyway, I think we got enough gasket maker. Time to put it back up there. I'm probably gonna have to use my 2 hands there, guys. If you can see something from here, you be my guest. That's all I can do at this point. I'm gonna get my nuts. These nuts. Alright, cool. Let's put it up there now. Gotta play nice now. It's all play nice. Alright. So just like that. Something on here. There we go. I need a stud somewhere. Right there. And another stud on this side of the filter. Let's put that nut on there. Cool. That's in place. Let me go get the rest of the bolts. The pan is in. And now I'm gonna put the filter back on. And yes, sir. And don't forget the bolt because it doesn't come with one. You gotta put the bolts from the old one. It's very important not to forget that, or else you'll be buying some oil again and doing a lot of cleanup. Don't forget that. It doesn't come with a bolt. Alright, so just finished putting in the oil, checking for leaks, and so far I don't see nothing dripping nowhere, so at least nothing crazy happens, you know. Alright, let's go give it a whirl and hopefully everything is better now. Yeah, we had a P0016. I want to make sure I... Okay, let's listen to our engine. Okay. Before, you used to hear almost like the pump kind of whining a little bit at first startup. I guess it was being started of oil because of the pan, but I don't hear that. I do not hear that. So I'm gonna take it for a spin and go see what's going on. Oh, already check engine light. Oh my goodness. That's never going anywhere, is it? Let's see. Yeah, I know it needs a timing job. Yep, that's it. Yep. Crankshaft position, camshaft position correlation. Bank 1 sensor A. Yeah, I know we need a timing job. We already done the cam crank correlation, and we know that it was about 14 degrees retarded, so that is not going anywhere. But at the same time, if we have enough oil pressure, I think we shouldn't run into the problem that we used to have before. which I will have to come back and check the oil pressure now that we fixed that and see what we got. Let me go and take a full spin though.